Hello, wonderful viewers. I am your host, Fatmata Bayo. If you are watching us for the first time, it is Educational Talent Show, the only TV program that brings you the most amazing and talented Gambians from all angles of literature. This program comes to you live on Fine TV Gambia, your only viewpoint on every Sunday, 4 p.m. leading. Well, today with me here is a very fascinating, creative, and talented somebody who is doing so much in the Gambia. Before we go deeper into the program, I will allow her to introduce herself. I humbly welcome you into the program.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, viewers, I am Awa Kamara, a student of Masru Senior Secondary School. I am a young poet and upcoming author who is about to launch her book. Thank you.
Right. If you are from Mashru Senior Secondary School or your surname is Kamara, you have to be proud because this young girl here is representing you well. Awa, aside from the fact that we were all born with a talent, every single individual is blessed with this special quality. Aside from that, we've also realized from womb to tomb, other people don't get to discover the kind of talent they are blessed with. How were you able to find out about yours?
Okay, there are different ways that people find out their talents, but for my case, like, I used to tell myself, like, for writing and speaking, I'm born with it because since when I was young, I always do public speaking and I always write. So writing and speaking is something that I love since.
Amazing. She naturally discovered it on her own without anybody's support. I've learned that you are into poetry and writing stories, fictions or non-fictions. How were you able to compose the first poem you wrote?
Okay, I wrote the first poem when I was in grade 5. Yes. So it came about when we established a club in our school called the Press Club, the first ever press club that was being established at St. Teresa's Law Visiska. Then I was chosen as the president. Then our teacher asked us to write something that that we will be able to present on assembly. So I thought of this. I went home. I sat down. I thought to myself, what can I write about? So I sat and I was thinking. Then suddenly education comes into my mind. I said, let me write on education because it's something that is said to be the backbone. So that is how I was able to write that first poem.
Amazing. Just like that, no one tutored you, no one mentored you. Just like that, you are able to come up with something beautiful. That is great. Do you think young Gambians support one another in terms of promoting each other's work?
Not really, but there are some people who that they support, but the support is still lacking because the support that young people should be having, they're not having that kind of support that they need in this country compared to other countries that really support their young people.
Moving forward, do you have anybody you look up to, like maybe someone who inspired you so much and you want to be like that person?
Yes, I look up to many peoples, like especially African writers. Like I do read more of African books than or African write-ups than any other thing.
Amazing.
Like some even Gambian writers like Jika Fatu Jabang and others have learned about their poem in school. The Chinua Achebes, the Wally Soyinkas, the Nana Gray Johnsons, and even the upcoming ones.
Amazing. She's telling you to read Gambian's book. You have to read your own book before reading outsiders, okay? So how many poems have you written so far?
Okay, I've written about more than 12 poems. Yeah.
Great. Can you recite any one for us? Because they need to know how good you are.
Okay, I'll read part of it. This poem is titled Africa. Here it goes. Africa, as mighty as it sounds, my motherland. Africa, my homeland. Africa, my continent. For it is in Africa where every soul is welcome in every state, for we are not racist. We give everyone a bright smile as we welcome you into the beautiful oceans as the sea breezes welcomes you as well.
Oh, you are amazing. And I pray you receive all the support you deserve because you really deserve the best. Do you kind of receive any support from any writing associations since we have a quite number of them in the Gambia? Have you ever received any support from them?
No.
No.
From writing associations?
Yes.
Not really, but from individuals.
Individuals. Okay, but are you part of any writing association?
Yes, I joined the Gambia Young Writers Association.
The Young Writers Association of the Gambia. That's good. We've learned that you are on the verge of launching your book titled The Dream Chaser on the 20th of this month.
Yes.
Tell us about that book. How did that come about?
Okay, The Dream Chaser is a book, is an anthology. It composed of stories and poems. So how I was able to write the book was, the book comprises of many things, like not only one aspect, in the aspect of corruption, aspect of bad governance, in the aspect of even this illegal migration and education as well. It's all is in that book. So a lot of things inspired me to write that book. So because I was born in a patriarchal society where men were dominant, like they were given more privileges than the women, and then like taking a girl to school was seen as something that is useless. So I thought to myself, what can I write in order to educate my people that it doesn't matter whether she is a girl or he is a boy, they're all the same. So if a boy can do something better, then the girl can do it as well. So that is in the aspect of education. So, and like I said before, it also comprises of things like illegal migration. We've all seen how illegal migration is becoming something rampant in the Gambia.
Sure.
So as a young girl, many people have many things to write on. Some people, they can sing in order to stop it. Some people, they can do anything. But I believe that I got the pen and the book, so I can write something that will educate the youth.
Amazing. You're using your pen and your books to educate people.
Yes.
That is amazing. And we've learned that the first launching was unfortunately cancelled due to certain things. Seeing you on that ground, I feel like one would think that would be the end of you. Like you will never go for a book launching ever again. But then here again, you stood up and you are like, I will have to fight again so that I will launch my book. How were you able to do that?
Okay, I was able to do it because I'm somebody that believe in myself, and I believe that when something happened, that is not the end of your life, or that is not the end of the game. So I decided to go forward and then launch it again, because I know the effort I put into writing that book, the sleepless nights and every stuff. And also encouragements and motivation from people also keep me going. People were like, imagine somebody at your age writing a book. It's something that is a whole lot of things. So you have to motivate yourself and move forward, and let not this thing be the end of your life.
Amazing. You have to motivate yourself and move forward, no matter the circumstances. Do you receive support from home?
Yes.
Do you receive support from home?
Yes, I receive support from home, especially from my mom and my dad. Like, my mom always encouraged me when it comes to educational stuffs, and she always motivate me and other family members as well.
What about your school? We learned that you're from Masru Senior Secondary School, and there have been actually a lot of controversies on that particular day. Some people thought your principal was the reason why the whole thing got cancelled, and others are like, maybe it's your parents. People are actually talking about different things. I think you need to clear the air, because some people definitely thought your principal was the one who canceled everything.
No, actually, it's not the principal. In fact, I can say the principal is the man behind the scene, because he's the one who is there since first day, making sure that the event becomes success. But then Allah knows best. So they were really supporting, and still now they're supporting as well, because they're like, we've never seen such a girl like at your age who has written a book in Masru and other stuff. So they gave it the full support it needed.
Amazing. So what advice will you give to someone who might see himself or herself in that similar position? Because a lot of things like this happen. Even me, it almost happened to me. Sometimes you go on a day of your program something bad happened and you are not able to hold your program. But
Yes.
I know that you are a very strong person and that's why you push harder and then you are here. What advice will you give to somebody who might find himself in that particular situation?
Okay, what I would tell them is like you have to believe in yourself and you have to be strong and know that once something happened, that doesn't mean or that doesn't determine what will happen in the future. That doesn't determine your future. So you have to believe in yourself and move forward and believe that yes, I will be able to do it and I will do it.
Definitely.
Yes.
We know that writing is very difficult. It is not easy to write. And aside from writing, the population part is just the terrible part in this whole stuff. But how were you able to manage writing and your academic, your schooling?
Yes, it's not an easy task though, with a lot of challenges on the way. But then, as I said before, it's just the belief and the trust. So I was able to conquer the obstacles on the way. I was able to, run the school affairs and the book thing alongside because there are things that they are almost at the same like line because writing a book it's part of your education because if you write something meaning you have knowledge on it and also it widens your critical thinking and other stuff.
Definitely. That's what reading does. If you read, you become wider in understanding. Yes, you understand the worldview. So how many books have you written so far?
Yeah, this is my first book that I'm about to launch.
You're launching on the 20th?
20th of this month. Yeah.
Okay, at Masru Senior
Muslim,
Secondary
yeah.
School. Yes. Um, apart from the fact that challenges in life makes us stronger, we all go through them. And even though people keep telling us it makes you stronger, it makes you better, nobody wants to go through difficulties and challenges. What are some of the challenges you face as a young writer?
Yes, first of all is the discrimination because if you look, I am a science student and also I'm engaged into literature stuff. So people will be like, "Oh, you said you're a science student and you're writing a book and other stuff. How can that happen? How were you able to manage?" And some will like, "How can this be possible? A science student writing a book?" It's not possible. Some people like, "No, I don't believe in this," and then they'll be discriminating and other stuff. But I'm somebody, words of people doesn't really stop me from doing what I'm doing.
Great. Great. Aside from people's talk, people will always talk. Whether you do it or not, people will always say something. So apart from people's words, what about financial? Don't you go through financial challenges in your writing?
Yeah, I really gone through those things because somebody told me, if you're living in a country like the Gambia, the problem is they don't help people that are coming up. They help people that are already there. So that is our problem. So as a young writer who is coming up, of course you have to go through challenges like financially. And we all know that launching a book is not easy. You have to spend money and the like.
Definitely. I'll have to bring this question again. I asked you at first. I said, do you think young writers support one another? But I think you thought I'm asking if institutions support the young people. I feel like before we even go to the institution, what about us among us? Do you think we support one another at all?
I don't really think so. The support is really there. Though maybe some people are there to support one another as writers, but then the full support is not given. The support should be more than this. Like if you look at other countries, though, like writers are just like family members. They help one another, come together, even it will be every month, in order to discuss their challenges and how to, end those things alongside.
Definitely. The support is definitely not there. It's very good institution to support young Gambian writers. That is very true, and we know that some of them are not doing as expected. But I feel the support has to start among us. It has to start between us before we point fingers to institutions out there. So moving on, is there any ticket for your program?
No, actually, there is no ticket. Just is the book fee. 200.
Okay, she's saying free entrance. All you need to do if you get there is to buy a copy. That is the least anybody could do. You need to support her. Among all the poems you've written, what is your favorite poem and what inspired you to write that particular one?
Okay, my favorite piece is Justice for the Innocent Gacha.
Mm-hmm.
And the title came about when a scenario happens, like it was about a girl she was being raped, and then the person who raped her has a relationship with the state, police force and other stuff. So instead for them to arrest the man, they set the man free, and then the girl, she got pregnant, and then the man took her for them to terminate the pregnancy, and through the process she died, and yet still she did not have justice.
Wow. Is that a real story?
Yeah.
That happens in the Gambia.
Mm-hmm.
I hope justice is served for that particular girl. I hope justice is served right now. Can you recite just a few lines on that poem?
Yes. It touches my heart when the ideas and sentiments of women are underrated. When the law becomes a club that can be won by anyone and everyone. When rapists roam free in green like these guys, monsters, dealing with trusted police officers.
Amazing. I really hope justice is served for that individual. I really hope. Our, you really did well. I mean, you are in one way fighting for her by writing a poem about the incident.
Yeah.
And I think that's a very brave move. What view do you have on the Writers Association of the Gambia?
Okay. The Writers Association of the Gambia, like, I don't really think they're functioning the way they should be. Though they're doing their best, but then I don't see that real support that they should give to young writers.
Okay. We have many we have many writers in the Gambia. We have amazing authors in the Gambia.
Yeah.
Among all of them, who do you think support the young Gambian writers?
Okay, to my own view, I guess it's Michael Hamadi Seka, because if you looked at him, like, he really support many writers, young writers, by editing their books and then reviewing it, and he will go into an extent of even being the reviewer of your book in the day of your launching. So he really did a great work for young writers.
Amazing. We are proud of you, Uncle Mike. Moving forward, do you ever go through a negative comment that almost break you down? Because I know that sometimes young writers and young poets are always looking for a mentor. I mean, someone who will support you. Have you ever gone to someone to support you in your writing aspect, and the person is like, you are very horrible, you can never be a good writer? Have you ever experienced something like that?
Yeah, when it comes to criticism, like, it's something that people always do. But for me, no matter what, I believe in these three principles. That is, if you don't want to be criticized, you should be nothing, do nothing, and say nothing. Of course, if you're not nothing and you do nothing and you say nothing, then no one is going to criticize. They criticize you because you're really something and you're doing something and you're hoping to be something in the future.
Great. We need to be comfortable with critics. Yeah. Do you collaborate with writers or other poets, or it's just you?
Yes, I do collaborate with other poets.
You collaborate with other poets. Yeah. Okay. Who are some of the people you invited as your guest speaker?
Okay, I invited a lot of poets, like some Gambian poets that I really think they're doing well in the poetry arena, and also guest speakers, like you said. I invite Michael Hamadiseka, that is Uncle Mike. He will be the book reviewer, and like Alassane Jai, who is also an author, and other people.
Malcolm X.
Yes.
Amazing. What is your final advice to young people out there?
Okay, one thing I will tell young people is that never relent on people. Like, do not depend on people, and do not think that people will really like give you the culture they would. The problem of the Gambia is they don't really support people that are coming up, but people who are already at the position that they wanted to be. So as a young writer, you have to believe in yourself, and believe that no matter what the obstacles could be or how many hurdles you could face along the way, but believe that you will be able to make it. Because behind every successful person, they've gone through a lot of things that they keep in mind. Yeah.
Right. She said you have to believe in yourself. My principal always tell us that you can fall as many times as you can. It's okay. It's not a sin. Just get up and continue from where you stop. But if you fall even for once and you remain on the ground because you're shy, people are laughing at you, that is a big sin that any one of us will never commit. Work hard, and you'll get there. I'm afraid this is all we have for you until we come your way the next time. Have a beautiful day and be safe out there.